Once you've successfully installed and licensed the site, if you go to the admin panel, it looks pretty much like this. You'll notice it's a very clean look and feel. We spent a lot of time designing this in a way that would really make it easy to use and easy to function. So I'm going to show you that in a minute, but first let's take a look at what our default site looks like when we first install it. So if we click over to our actual website front end, you'll see it looks fantastic, but it is totally empty because there's nothing in it right now. So I'll just take you through real quick. You've got a logo here by default. You've got the pages here by default that exist in the menu. And I'll tell you up front that you can change this logo. You can change any of the content of any of these pages. You can add new items to the menu. You can remove items from the menu. So that's totally customizable. You can change the colors of the background and the menu. These sidebar items here, although it is not WordPress, are basically like widgets. So you can hide the newsletter. You can display it. You can move it. You can hide the categories, you can display them, you can move them. This is just a banner placeholder that we put in here. Same thing with this. You can delete it, change it, whatever you want to do. You can add a bunch more stuff. As you add sites, the page will get longer. This is your main marketplace area, and this is where you can give people an introduction to your site, and you can tell them all about your terms or whatever makes your site special or whatever thing that you want to do there. And you can link it to the sign up button as well. So people can register or log in right up here. You can also link this to it so they can click here to log in. Then the featured auctions will come first. Now the great thing about the featured auctions is that you get paid a premium. Every time somebody does a featured auction, they pay more to list that and have it featured. And it's a huge benefit for them because they're going to see a beautiful big blow up screenshot of their auction right here, and it will scroll through all the featured ones. And then beneath it, there are little pillboxes of all of the featured, and then below that will be the section of general websites for sale. And so as you add sites to this, that's exactly where they'll appear. Now, if you got one of the versions that comes with the pre-installed sites, I'm going to show you how to do that in another video. So no worries about that. You'll be able to do it in a couple of mouse clicks. This is another banner that, again, can be replaced, changed, deleted, whatever. Your terms and conditions pages can all be edited, but the links to them are down there in the section. So basically what you've got is a totally customizable, gorgeous looking site, and it's really, really easy to customize. So I'm going to take you on a quick walkthrough of the admin area so you can see exactly how to do certain things. Now, these icons are just kind of quick reference. You'll find all of these in the menu as well. So you don't have to use these or think that they're different settings necessarily. All right, if you click on admin, you can change your password. So if you want to, do that, or you can do that anytime you want. The download upload file or menu item, is going to be for importing the preloaded sites. So if you bought the Pro or the Max upgrade with the preloaded sites, I'm going to take you through that. That's where you'll do it. Your site license is what you already did. You can log out as admin as well. Now, if we take a look at the settings, the site configuration. Okay, now this is where your website address is. You don't want to change this because this is where it's actually installed. But if you want to change your admin header title, you can do that. If you want to change the front end header title, you can do that. You'll notice my Flip Market admin is right here. My Flip Market demo would be the one on the front page. Meta keywords and content, if you want to change for search engines, you can do that. The newsletter box that you saw right here, you can hide it by selecting no. Category box, you can hide it by selecting no. This is the categories. Okay, PayPal ID, this is where you're going to put in your PayPal address. And then you would just click update. That's very important because if you don't put in your PayPal email address, you can't get paid. You can change the body background color just with a click of a button here. In fact, I'll do a quick change just so you can see it. I'm going to just change this back for right now. Let's just change this to, let's just say orange, and let's change the menu color to orange as well, and let's update that. Now if we go over here and we refresh it, you can see that we were able to change the color in basically one click. If you don't want it orange, if you wanted this to still be navy blue, you can leave that at navy blue. You can update it so you can mix and match those colors. Now again, depending on what version of the software you've got, you'll have more or less options there. You may only have a couple color options, or you may have them all, depending on what version you bought. And then the footer background color, if you want to change this down here, this color, that's where you would change it right here. Now the website logo, the only one that we have right now is this one. You can upload more, and I'll show you where to do that. If you want to hide the logo altogether, you select hidden, okay? And let me just show you what that does. If I select hidden and I go update, now when I go and I refresh the page on the site, you'll notice that the website is completely blank. All right, so that's what happens there if you hide the website logo. So for right now, let's re-enable that, and I'll show you why you might want to do that in a minute. Now we click on Manage Logo. Okay, so for the logos, let me just delete the ones that are empty. That's why you saw a couple of empty images there. I had deleted some logos. All right, so you got the logos there. Now the way that this works is this doesn't activate a logo. This just lets you manage your logos. So you can upload a new logo by clicking on the plus. You put in a title, and then you choose the file from your computer. You upload the file. And basically what will happen is when you add it, you'll see it in the list. Now, you need to make sure that it's enabled. If a green check mark, if it has a red X, okay, it's not eligible to be displayed. So you've got to check that and change it. See, if I do that, it toggles to a red X, which means this logo will not display. If I check it again, it goes back to a green check mark, which means when I go back to the admin settings and the settings, and I go to site configuration, what'll happen is it'll allow me to choose that logo. You notice that there were a number of logos I could have chosen. Well, every one that you upload, you can choose in this section right here in one simple click. So you, instead of like changing the logo every time, then it's annoying because you want to change it back, you could upload 5 or 10 of them and then just click on one, update, check the site, click on another one, update, check the site, and see what they look like. So you can upload as many logos as you want and set that up that way. All right, so that's where you can do that. Now, if we go to Manage Menu Items, okay, this is your top menu. So you've got the home, the how it works, the browse, the fees, the contact us. Okay, those are all right here. And then you'll notice about us, terms and conditions, and disclaimer are all down here. Those are all your menu items, and it shows you that it's at the bottom or it's at the top. You can edit any one of those items. If you want to, you just click on the pencil. And then it will allow you to change the menu item order. If I put this as number 3, let's just call it number 6 because I think there is a number 3. Let's see what happens when we refresh our menu. You'll see that home moves down over here. So you can move those just by changing the number. And you can change the position of it, top and bottom. And I'll show you where you edit the content for these pages. This is just for the menus. Okay, so all this is going to do is change your menu names. So like if I wanted to change this from fees to payments, okay, I could go in here, I could edit fees, and I could just change this word to payments, and that's what it would show up as. All right. Now, let me just refresh this, make sure home moves back over here. There we go. Okay, now, if I want to change what it links to, let's say I added a menu item, I can select the CMS page that it will link to right here. So when someone clicks on the fees menu item, it'll take them to whatever page I've selected here. And I'll show you where you edit those page content in a minute. But that's how you do the menus. You'll see that this is so user-friendly. It's so simple. Okay, you click on email setting. Okay, for email setting, you could put in whatever you want for your email settings. You're going to want to put in your admin email and your PayPal email. Make sure that this information is correct or you won't get paid. All right, so what you're going to do here is when mail goes out to people, it's going to come from these addresses. All right, so that's what you want to make sure you have there. Now, if we go to account settings, this is your basic listing settings. So when somebody puts a listing on your site, this is how long it'll last. This is how much it'll cost them. All right, so the fee is going to be 7 credits for posting a site. You can change that to whatever you want. For the upgrades, if they want it featured, it's going to be 10 credits. If they want the title in bold, 5. Listing row highlighted, 5. Listing row border around it, 5. Okay, so all of those things, you can charge people extra money and make more, and you can charge whatever you want. You can change those in one click by just changing the amount and clicking update. Social settings. Now, for the social settings, you'll notice by default, Facebook and Twitter, I had to make one tweak there. You'll notice by default the Facebook, Twitter, and there'll be LinkedIn as well, but I'm going to show you how to add as many social icons here as you want. So let's say we wanted to add LinkedIn, which for you should be automatically in there by the time you see this, but I'm just going to put in linkedin.com just to hold the placeholder. What you would do is you would click the plus to add a social thing, you name it, you put in the link. So you wouldn't actually want the name of that website, you'd want the name of your own site. But I'm just putting these in as placeholders. So if your website was, mywebsiteauctions.com, you'd put in mywebsiteauctions.com. That way when it gets clicked and shared on the various service, it's going to be your site that's getting the traffic. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to pick an icon for it. All right, so in our case, we're going to go right here and pick that and then submit. And then watch what happens when we go back here and we refresh the page. You'll see the LinkedIn one showed up. So by default, you get Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. All right. Now, what's important is, let me just click View All. When you get this by default, these are going to have links of Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You're going to want to change these to the name of your site. All right, so again, if you don't change this, what's going to happen is when someone clicks on the Facebook icon to share your site, they're going to be sharing Facebook on Facebook. If you change this to http mygreatwebsiteflippingmarketplace.com, that's what they'll be sharing on Facebook. Okay, so that's exactly how that works. You want to make sure that you put in the correct links there for those. But that's the social settings. All right, so we're cranking right along. You can see you can configure your entire site really, really quickly. Now we'll move into the user management. And when we click on user list, what will happen is this is every person who's registered at your site. Now, when they come to your site, they can register for free. So when they register, what will happen is you will see a list here with their sign-up number, their username, their email, how many credits they've bought, what time and date they registered, and whether or not they're active or inactive or whatever. I will throw in a user so you can get a sense of exactly what it's like and see how to manage it. So I just added a user. Now if I refresh this, what will happen is you'll see the one thing is the status is a red X. What that means is they've signed up, but they have not confirmed their email address. Okay, it does require people to confirm their email address, which is a protection for you, and it's a protection for other users of the site. You don't want people on your site buying and selling websites that are scamming people. So this makes sure that they actually confirm and they verify who they are. Now let's say, for example, your user just isn't getting the email, so they're legitimate, but they can't register, they can't confirm. You can click on that yourself, and you can actually activate them. Now, if you want to delete them, you can do that. If you want to edit any of their information, you can do that. You can see messages, how many bids they've placed, questions they've asked, and any feedback they've left. All right, so you get a full history of every user. You can manually add users in here as well. So you'll see that the user management is really, really powerful and really friendly. Now, there's a newsletter user list as well. Now, this list is specifically the people that sign up for your newsletter. And with this, what's great about it is you can actually create a newsletter, and then you can send the email directly out to all of those subscribers. So the beauty of that is you don't need any third-party autoresponder or any other tools to build your mailing list, build your subscriber list, and actually mail them as well. So that's another fantastic feature. All right, so moving right along down to site management, this is where we get into the nitty-gritty. So if we click on category list, you'll notice all of those categories. Those are the categories that appear right here. So you can change them, you can reorder them, you can add categories, delete categories, whatever you want. Site status list. Okay, this will show you the status of the various sites. So you can view the sites that are in each of these categories. You can disable categories. You can do, site types, whatever you want to do in here. You can delete, edit that as well. The auction list. This is the actual list of current auctions that are going on and completed. And with this, you'll have a full ability to manually mark something sold. You can relist sites. You can edit the details. You can edit attachments. You have tons of features and power over the things that you do given the auction. But you'll be able to see how much time is left in each auction and exactly what's going on. Canceled auction list, same thing. You can see the auctions that were canceled. You can see the bidding history. Who's placing bids on what sites and everything else. The buy it now history. People are allowed to buy sites now. So you have all of your history, all of your reporting right there at your fingertips. Then we get to the CMS management. This is one of my favorite parts because what this allows you to do, and this is one of the most powerful features I've never seen offered on any other kind of site. What you have here is a list of all the different sections of your website with the ability to literally point and click to edit them. So let me explain what I mean. Let's say you wanted to edit the message that people get when their payment fails. All you would have to do is go over here. If you want to disable it, you can make it a red X. If you want to edit it, you just click the pencil. And it's going to say, sorry, your payment failed. Please try your payment again or contact our support department. If you want to change that message, change it to whatever you want, and that's what users will see. Here's where it gets really, really cool. All right, so take a look at our site and see this little banner that I've put here. So if we go in here and we go to the left panel and we decide we want to edit that, there it is. So I can edit this with a full HTML editor. I can go to HTML, I can add images, I can add links, I can do whatever I want. So you can literally sell advertising and allow other marketers or whatever to paste ads on your site and you charge them for it. Because when you have sites in your auctions listed on your marketplace, what's going to happen is this is going to grow and your page is going to get really long. You're going to have a bunch of space here for like several banners. You could sell the banner space at the bottom, or you could put in your own promos with affiliate links to your stuff that go to other sites. There really are absolutely no limits. It's just your imagination. So, you know, wherever your imagination takes you for what you want to do with this, you can make the edits. If you want to edit the slogan, if you want to edit the logo text, here's one thing I want to show you in particular. Okay, so the logo text. Now, with most of these, you can experiment. I'm not going to take you through each and every one. You'll recognize where it is on the page when you click the edit, and you'll see the text, and then you'll be able to match it up. But the two I want to show you are the logo text. You'll notice it's disabled. All right, if I go in here and see logo description, quick and profitable online auction. All right, now it's disabled right now. But let's say we go in and we enable it. Now, if we go back here and we refresh our page, you'll see it pushed our logo over and it put it right here. Now, the purpose of this is if you decide you don't want to make a graphic logo, what you can do is literally come in here, design whatever logo you want just out of basic text. And then you could technically go in here as well to manage logo, site configuration rather, and you could hide the logo, update that. Now when we go back and we refresh it, we've got just the text logo that we put in. So it's super user friendly. You don't need to have any graphic design skills. You don't need to know anything about any technical skill whatsoever. I mean, this is so powerful. I can't tell you how excited I am. Hopefully you could hear it in my voice. I've spent so much time and money creating this for you because I know one of the biggest challenges is the technical skills required to manage any site that's legitimate and worthwhile. And this does it all for you. It's so awesome. Now, the last section I want to show you is how to edit this thing right here. If you want to change the above featured auctions, you go right in here. Now, by the way, you can just disable that if you prefer. And your page will start off with your auctions. But let's just say, this is so awesome. I love this. But let's say instead you want to use it. You go back to the pencil. And you can edit this any way you want, just like everything else. All right? So that is your CMS management, which will allow you to edit basically every part of your page. That's how powerful it is. And then the newsletter list. This is where you have the newsletter list. So if you want to create a newsletter to send out, you click the plus. You can enter the name of the newsletter, the subject. This is what basically going to be the email title for people. And then you can put in all of your content, and then you add the newsletter. Then what you can do is check the box next to it and click mail. And you can mail it to everybody or all of your newsletter subscribers, or just parts of them, or whatever you want to do. You can mail it to segments. So you can literally use a full autoresponder management feature inside this site without any third-party software or expense. I'm telling you, this is awesome. The steal you got on this is ridiculous. Report management, if you click on the report list, you will see that any reports that are available, if somebody goes in and clicks a report a listing, there's a self-management feature built into this where if somebody posts an auction and say they put an adult site on there or something and it isn't allowed on your auction marketplace, another user can go in and report it, and you will see a list of all of the issues here. That way you can take quick action and know exactly what's going on. So that's it. That is the quick and dirty tour of My Flip Market admin section. I hope you absolutely love this. It's worth, at least 10, if not 20 times what you paid. And if you just use it and apply it and work with it, I'm telling you, it's worth its weight in gold. So have a blast with it. I hope you love it as much as I had. Loved it creating it. And, here's to your success.